No. What?
5, 4, 3.
Yeah, we can fudge it.
You're on.
All right. Hey, welcome back to another episode of Music and Madness with Tom
And John.
and John. That's right. And John.
We're off to a good
We're off
start.
to a great start.
I thought I was Steve Luongo. My bad. I'm John Capitato. That's right. I forgot.
So, this is a live show. It's Margarita Monday, and it's our second live show. And tonight we've got a superstar with us, legendary drummer, Steve Longo. And without any further introduction, we'll let Steve give you just a little bit of his background. I'm sure you know who he is if you've tuned it in.
Well, okay, my background. Some of you may remember a band I was in called Rat Race Choir for almost 30 years or whatever it was. And that opened the door to a lot of great things like John Entwistle. I started a band with Robin Zander from Cheap Trick. I produced a record and put a touring band together with Cliff Williams and Brian Johnson from AC/DC. And a lot of crazy stuff along the way. Played with Jack Bruce from Cream. And actually, we're here to promote our show that we're doing together, right?
Absolutely.
And so what do you do when you're my age? You put a new trio together. That's what you have to. I have to be in a band. That's just, I have been in one my entire life. It's the only thing I ever did. And the only time I wasn't really in a band was during COVID, but we weren't working because nobody was. And, I have to be in a rock band as it's what I know how to do.
That's a terrible thing to have to do. Don't you think, John?
Horrible.
It's a wonderful thing. Believe me, it's a gift. It's a gift. And Rat Race Rat Race Choir was probably the single greatest assembly of musicians. Certainly Jack Bruce is top of his class, John Entwistle as good as it gets, Robin Zander. But in Rat Race we had a collection of musicians who everybody was better than everybody else, and it's where I really learned all about music and how to perform live and how to record in the studio. It's so it just here comes my son. It just don't knock.
It's
things
better.
over.
It's better than one of those phone call type things. Hey, you don't know me, but I'm your son.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. It's funny because I got one of those phone calls for somebody else that I was working with who shall remain nameless. We get a call from this kid in Texas saying, I heard you're playing with such and such, and he's my dad. Right-handed guy. And I was like, no, come on. So I called him up and said, are you this kid's dad? And he goes, no. Okay. So anyway, but that's the business that we've chosen.
Yeah. So
now, who's the dudes in your new band? The two guys you play with, buddies of yours?
Well, guys that I've known for years. Angus McEachran is the bass player and a backing vocalist. He was in a band in New York called Full House at New York, New Jersey. When I was coming up with Rat Race, his band was pretty popular coming up behind ours. So I knew of him, and I knew him, and he used to call me up, because we obviously both moved to Florida. He used to call me up and say, I'm the best bass player you never played with. So I took him up on it, and he was right.
No kidding.
He's a great bass player.
Yeah.
And George Harris, our guitarist, I actually met George through playing with Robin Zander because George plays with Robin all the time. They're from the same part of the world up there. And George is he's a phenomenal musician, really versatile. And besides that, he's got a whole bunch of studio skills that really help. He mixes more records than he plays gigs. And he's worked at some of the best studios in the world with some of the wildest people. So I wanted to put a band together. I played with a legendary guitar player in Mark Hitt. Not as famous as he probably should have been, but one of the best guitar players I've ever seen. And I had the pleasure of playing with Van Halen once or twice. And Mark was just phenomenal. So that's a tough act to follow. But George, he's right in there, man. So and I wanted it to be a trio because that way I get to overplay, which is my mission in life. I like to believe I get paid by the note, so I'll be making a lot of money.
That's all right.
No,
Yeah.
you know what? It's a band where everybody gets to stretch out. It's a trio, so it's not. We're not restricted by having too many. There's one of these, one of those, and one of these, and
And all three you sing.
yeah, and all three of us sing. Yep. So that's
All I hear from drummers, and I know a couple, and we've had drummers in the studio, are how hard it is to drum and sing. Almost impossible, and you've done it your whole career, right?
Yeah, I never thought about it. It's
Yeah.
if you can do four things at the same time, why not just add another one? It's
Yeah.
just juggling with another ball.
Yeah.
It never drumming to me is kind of second nature. I don't like to play the same thing twice. I like improv, and that's another thing that's great about a trio. We do stuff that's from my history because I played with Jack Bruce from Cream. We're doing some Cream songs, and you just get to go out on that stuff and stretch out. So the playing part of it, it's harder to remember lyrics than it is to get the drum part
I'm
right.
sure.
So yeah. So
Who's calling? Somebody?
I wasn't sure if you wanted me to.
Yeah, what?
Sure.
Sure.
Yeah, you got to put that microphone up to you, and well, they'll call back, I'm sure, right?
Yeah, whoever it was can call back.
That's right.
I'm
Just as
sorry.
long as it wasn't a
But
bill
when
collector.
you're ready, you let me know.
What's the area code?
516.
Oh, Long
Long
Island.
Island.
That's one
Hey,
of those guys.
Whoever would
Yeah.
called in, call back.
Call
Yep.
back.
Yeah, please call
And
back.
you got to put that phone right up to the
Right up to the microphone.
Yeah, the bottom of the phone.
Yeah, but we can hear it. We can hear him in the headphones. So you just put it up to the. Yeah, that was one of Steve's groupies, probably.
Well, no. First of all, I want to say, if you're calling from Long Island, I didn't know she was your girlfriend.
That's right. That's right.
Daddy, I'm 40 years old. Where have you been? You owe me 40 years of back pay.
I'll tell you what, we're going into a dark area, but luckily I never fell into that trap.
Yeah,
I don't have any children.
which is amazing as musicians on the road. I mean,
Well, there's a secret to it that I'll tell you later.
Yeah.
There's a secret.
okay,
it's
condoms.
Yeah.
No.
All right.
Take your wife on the road with you.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, that was the next 30 years was take my wife on the road with me.
Sure.
Let me tell you what, the thing about touring, international touring, you're away from home. And if you happen to be in love with the girl you married, you miss her really like a lot.
Yeah.
So that was the downside of touring for me. And when Lori started running our business and she started, running Entwistle in my office, we were able to connect a lot more. She would fly out to gigs, and eventually she wound up tour managing because our tour manager came down with, I don't want to do gloom, but he got very, very sick and got taken off the tour, and that's the guy who handles the money. So it was like, oh no.
Yeah.
And so that was my favorite tour of all time when she was out with our dog, and it was just that was the best of it all.
What was the craziest tour you were on? Like,
The craziest tour?
yeah. With what group? Did your Rat Race Choir? Did they tour?
We toured regionally. We
Regional,
toured up and down the East Coast.
Okay.
And that never stopped. We played 300 nights a year.
Jesus.
But back in the 70s and the 80s, there was a club scene that could manage that.
Yeah.
You could play places every week, and there were lines out the door.
Right.
Yeah.
It's tough to say what the craziest. They're all crazy.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Imagine you're out on the road. You're in a tour bus, right? And you're going from one town to another, and you don't know where you're staying, so you have to look at your little book. And you're in a different hotel and a different hotel room every night.
Oh.
So what am I in 628? Am I in? It's crazy. The whole thing is crazy.
Yeah.
And I didn't even realize how crazy it was until I moved to Florida and moved into like a real neighborhood with people that weren't in rock bands.
Yeah.
Lawyers and doctors and stuff. It was like, wow.
Who are these assholes?
Really, civilians. It was
Yeah.
crazy. I went to a party once, and they were saying, "So, Steve, what do you do?" And I started telling them what I did, and they were like looking at me like,
Yeah, sure you did.
I don't know. Really? Is that what you do?"
Yeah.
And then they start talking about sports, so I start talking about sports because I know people that play sports. I know Sean Landetta from who was a kicker for the Giants a million years ago, and they're like, yeah, okay.
Yeah. Let me pull some of my stuff up on YouTube, and I'll show you what
Yeah,
I
but
did.
you know what? You can't. The thing about it is, being in a rock band is like being in the mafia with a little less blood.
We got a call.
Meaning, a call.
I'm gonna answer it.
Yeah.
Meaning it's a family, and you don't go outside the family.
No.
Okay, sorry. We don't have a call.
Yeah, you don't go outside the family. Yeah, that's like the mafia.
Well, it's yeah, exactly. I mean, you everybody knows the rules. You don't do this. You don't do that. You do this every day. You
Sure.
do that every day, and it's
When did you stop playing drums? Like at what age?
Start playing. I don't remember not playing.
So you were right from the get-go.
Yeah.
Okay.
What happened to me is a friend of mine, Janice, reminded me of this. We were in elementary school, and the high school band was going to come and play at our elementary school. So all of the sixth graders were in the front, fifth grade, fourth, and then we, the kindergartners, were up in the balcony. And when the band started playing, I would have never remembered this for my life. When the band started playing and the drummer started playing the drums, and it's a classical, like, orchestra band, not a rock band. I turned to her and I said, "That's what I'm going to do for the rest of my life." At 5 years old.
No
or whatever
way.
it was. Yeah, I mean, and she said from then on, I had a pair of drumsticks in my pocket everywhere I went, and I was banging on everything.
That's awesome.
Okay.
Put it right up to that mic.
I'm gonna put on a speaker. Hello, Music and Madness.
Hey, this is Richie, Steve's friend. They call me Rasta. I'm his roadie.
Ah.
I'm on the show right now, and I just wanted to call in.
Well, what time did you say your flight was coming in? Rasta. God,
Yeah,
Go ahead, bro. I actually know when your flight's
What do
coming
they
in.
call him Rasta for?
Not for that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Put
yeah.
that mic right up to
Tell
that.
them
There
how you
go.
got the name Rasta. The bottom.
Yeah.
Friday at 8.
Friday at 8 is his. Why do they call you Rasta?
Yeah, how'd you get that name? Because I didn't give it to you, and I was in charge of the nicknames back then.
Yeah, I think it was Dave, the bass player, because we both really like Bob Marley, and I had the long, kind of curly hair, dreadlocks, sort of.
That's right, yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, because he had just gotten back from Jamaica, and he decided you were going to be the Rasta. So, yeah. Yeah, no...
Where's Rasta live now?
He's out on Long Island.
Oh, he
Still
is.
up in New York, yeah. But he's got it. You'll meet him because he's coming into he's the only person I trust anymore.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, the second only person.
Well, right. No, with my drums. She
Oh,
can't
he's
go
the-
near my drums.
Oh, he sets the drums up.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
He's
no
as
way.
good as it gets, man. I mean,
Really?
He's been with me. When did we start together, Richie?
I think it was 79 or 80, I think.
And you're still talking to me. That's amazing.
That is
Go
amazing.
figure, right?
Yeah.
We
I
met
was-
him 2 hours ago. We can't wait for him to leave.
You see that? That's just
Yeah,
about
actually, it was
showing.
35 years, I think. We didn't really see each other or talk to each other, and
Oh,
then
that's why he's been
I heard about the reunion 8 years ago on Long Island, and that's how we got back together.
Oh, that's
That's
pretty
right.
cool.
2017. Yeah, we did a reunion with Rat Race Choir with the original guys.
No way.
Yeah, and got to have the guy there. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Rasta's the man. So
Oh,
we'll meet
yeah.
Rasta.
Yeah, you'll absolutely meet Rasta.
All
And
right.
let me tell you what, when I'm not around, ask him anything you want.
When you're not around.
He's the one that I told you the story about the towel. He's the one that used to put the towel over
Ah,
me.
okay. The towel trick.
Yeah,
Rasta's a good man.
he's as good as it gets.
I love it. I love it. Well, thanks for the call, Rasta.
Yeah, thanks, bro.
All right, I'll see you Friday.
No, I'm looking forward to it.
We'll see you Sunday.
Yeah.
Oh, so he'll be up. Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool.
Oh,
so he's
yeah.
flying into you, and you're going to bring him down.
Yeah,
Awesome.
I have to. I mean, he's the only one. I don't even know how to set it up.
You're going to have to stay for the night and party with us,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Well, I know how to do that.
I'm sure you do.
I
I'm
don't
sure
remember
you
how.
For those of you who don't know, Steve is bringing his trio into our studio, and we're going to have these guys perform. It'll be a full podcast. We'll get to talk to Steve and the other two band members as well as these guys perform. And then they're coming to do the first live show on November 19th at the Millhouse Theater. We're coming back again in December. We're coming back again in January.
Yeah.
So you got at least 3 opportunities to see Steve and his new trio. It's going to be phenomenal. And, we've done some history on some research on Steve. He's got a lot of great stories.
Hi, this is Ben Handley. This is Rasta Jr.
Oh, little Rasta. No, Rasta
yeah,
Jr.
Rich's son.
Right, I remember. You worked the show. You worked the reunion with us, too, didn't you?
Yeah, Mulcahy's. Yeah, I was there.
I remember. Well, good. This is
Yeah,
2
my dad's
positive
been,
calls.
That's right. 2 for 2.
He's been calling me like all week, like, because he's like so excited for the show in Florida. He's like, I'm leaving Friday. I'm like, I know, you told me like 3 times.
I love it.
Now, and you got to realize, this is a guy who gives, he's a physical therapist, so he works out like very famous drag racers, and who's the girl, the record-holding girl that I think she drives Pro Stock that he works on, Ben?
Oh, yeah, that's a question for him. I'm not sure. I know he did a massage on Michael Caine's wife. I know that.
Was that legal or?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I said, he's a massage therapist. He works at Massage Envy. But,
Yeah.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, it's,
Yeah.
Oh, perfect. So, well, after he's setting up the drums, we'll rip a couple massages.
Let me tell you
Yeah,
what.
he'll take out a couple knots in your back.
Perfect.
He's amazing.
We'll have Rasta working all weekend for
I'm
us.
telling you, that's what believe me, he's got some world-class clientele.
No kidding.
And I, for one, am very lucky to have him on my team.
Yeah.
He's great.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
you really do. My dad's the best. You know what's funny? I probably wouldn't even have gotten into music if it weren't for him, because I'm pretty sure Steve had like lent him a whole drum kit for years, and we had it in our basement. There's all blue toms and stuff, and like
The
he would go
Viscolite.
down and like play, and was like the coolest thing. My dad's actually a really good drummer.
What about you, Rasta Jr.? You play in a band?
Yeah, I was in. So I'm more into like the current rock music. So a lot of like heavier stuff. I was in a death metal band called Sarcosuchus. They're still active. I'm just not in the band. I had to move. It's Long Island based, so I had to leave after I moved to Connecticut.
Gotcha.
That's actually where I'm calling from. But
Okay.
I was the singer in that. I dabble in guitar as well. Tried bass, not so good at it, but no, my main fortes are vocals and guitar. I was mostly doing like just like heavy like screaming vocals for a while, but
that's
been
brutal.
dabbling more in like clean singing lately. Like,
There you go.
Well, listen, if you ever decide to do drums, I've got a roadie for you.
It's called Dad.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
I know. I hear he's the best.
He's as good as it gets, and he ain't
Yeah,
cheap.
He really is.
Well,
Yeah.
you're in Connecticut, so it should be snowing within the next,
Yeah,
I don't know, 12 days, I would say. So we're a
Yeah.
Boston and Michigan guy. That's why we're living down in Florida, Rasta Jr.
That's it.
Yeah.
Most people wise up sometime in their life, and they do come this way.
Yeah,
it
they
takes
do.
some
Takes a
longer
little
than
while.
others.
Yeah. All right,
Right.
Rasta Jr. Hey,
Speaking of,
go ahead.
go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, how's the Highway 84? That's always a fun place in Connecticut, right?
Oh, I'm on it right now. It's the worst.
The worst road in America.
Worst road ever. You never know if you're gonna get caught in traffic at a certain night.
Oh, it's
like,
horrible.
Tonight it's fine, but like the other few nights it was like, I was in traffic for like an hour just trying to get back to my place.
What exit are you at?
So I live in Orange. Or no, I live in West Haven, so I have to get off the exit at Orange. So it's
Horrible,
like
horrible highway.
I don't even remember. Can I swear on this?
Yeah, of course you can.
Don't you fucking dare.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, well then, yeah, I get off at the fucking exit at the fucking Orange, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, no, I mean, I'm only 26, and you know, my generation, we have no sense of direction. We always just use GPS, so it's like I know where I live, but it's like I'd be fucked if I knew what exit. You know what I mean?
Oh boy.
I love it.
At least you're honest
I
about it.
just turned 26 too. My birthday was like a few days ago.
Nice.
Yeah, that's.
All right, well,
good.
if you make it down to Florida, make sure you look us up.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, no. One of these days, I want to go down with my dad and see another show, because the last time I saw Steve was the reunion at Mulcahy's in 2017.
All right. Well, he'll be
Yeah.
down playing in November, December, and January.
And if
so-
they don't charge me with anything, then we'll carry on after that.
and it's a good time to leave Connecticut. Those 3 months.
Perfect time.
Yeah, John.
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
Steve's probation will be up in the first 90 days.
Exactly.
exactly.
Exactly. So you're welcome anytime, Rasta Jr.
Absolutely. Thank you.
All right,
Thanks
Junior.
for calling in,
Thanks
man.
for the call, brother.
Yeah, good to hear from you, Ben. See ya.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll talk to you guys another time.
All right,
you
bud.
Later.
See ya.
Thank
So,
you.
so did I read somewhere that you basically got your family evicted out of an apartment or something when you
Oh,
were younger?
yeah, at least once.
At least once? What was that about?
Well, it was, I mean, basically, I got drums and I played them, and we lived in an apartment. So that's not going to go down very well because I play them hard and loud. And yeah, that was, my God, that was fourth grade, yeah. I just, blame.
Hello, Music and Madness.
Hi, this is Kitty.
Hi, Kitty.
Want to say hi to Steve and you guys?
How you doing?
Hey, Kitty.
Kitty.
Kitty Tiger?
Kitty time.
Yes, that's me.
I've seen Kitty Tiger on your your live
Oh,
stream. She's always up.
She's one of the children of the lawn. How are you, kits?
I'm doing good. I'm enjoying the show.
Like
Where
to
you
hear it.
Where are you from, Kitty?
Michigan,
Whereabouts?
just outside Detroit.
Okay.
Not too far from the airport.
Okay. I'm a Michigander. I'm from the middle of state.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
He was banned from that state long ago, long time
Been
ago.
going a long time. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Is it cold there yet, Kitty?
Oh no, it's like 80 today.
Really?
Yeah,
All right.
A couple more. Yeah. It's,
How do you know
yeah,
Steve?
And dry. Huh?
How do you know Steve?
Oh, actually more through it'd be John Entwistle.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you've known him a long time.
And well,
Yeah.
she's one of the main children of the lawn is what we call our hardcore fans on my podcast. And Kitty's there every night, usually the first one in. Always has valuable information about something, and she's been a staunch supporter. So
All right.
we love her.
So now she's going to be a staunch supporter of Music and Madness.
Absolutely.
I
Well,
love it.
believe me, they all got the word.
Yeah, I know they
We're
did.
driving those views up.
I know you are. Believe me. Yep. All right. Well,
Yeah, I enjoy talking to you, and
Do you
I
have it-
enjoy Steve's drumming. He's the tone of his drums and his drumming is great.
yeah, he beats the living shit out of those things. I've seen him before.
That's my
Yeah.
job.
He's an animal. Not bad. Do you have any good stories you can tell us about him, or what? That he won't tell us?
No, I think that his show that he has on is great. It's fun, and met some people on there, and it's a good time. So yeah.
All right. You're a good
All right.
supporter. You're a good supporter, Kitty.
Absolutely is. She's as good as
Yeah.
it gets.
Yeah. All right.
I help others get into the show and things like that, and I just enjoy it. So he's a good person. It's nice talking to all of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for calling.
Keep tuning in.
All right.
Yeah, we'll do this again, Kitty.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
And I'll see you Wednesday.
All right. Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye, Kitty.
Take care.
Bye, hon.
See ya.
See ya.
Later.
Yeah, I see her on your live podcast. She's always writing in. Yeah.
And it's funny because when we did, I'm sure you've seen what's the show with Martin Short and Only Murders in the Building.
Oh yeah. Never watched it.
In the first season, well, they do a podcast about Only Murders in the Building, and in the first season they start to get fans, and they live in an apartment building, and their fans sat in lawn chairs outside the apartment, like 10 of them, 5 of them, waiting for them to come out so they could get the swag and that
Oh,
whole
yeah.
thing. And so we started calling our hardcore fans Children of the Lawn. We called them Children of the Lawn Chairs, and then it turned into Children of the Lawn, and it's
Yeah.
just, it's been an amazing run. So we're having fun with them. Great. I have great people
Yeah.
that watch that show. I'm grateful for every one of my fans.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
and we are too. We're just like I said, as you know, we're fairly fresh into this. This is week number 15. But
Is that all?
that's
15?
it. Week number 15. 810 subscribers today, but over 20,000 hours viewed. And from the stats that we see, John and I, we don't know much about nothing, but from what we see, the stats, that's actually pretty decent.
Well, I was telling Lori on the way down today that you guys, it's not easy to do a live show. It's really not.
Are we live?
I hope
Am I
not.
gonna forget?
shit.
I hope not.
Uh-oh. What, do you get a phone call?
It's just not.
Music and Madness. Who's this?
Hello,
Hello. This is Music
Hi.
and Madness. Who's this?
this is Lori. I'm Steve's manager.
Oh,
Hey.
Lori.
Wow.
Got the whole Guccine call.
Yeah, I love it. Oh, so Lori, you got some good scoop on Steve.
Oh.
I probably do, but I wouldn't tell you.
You're a good manager.
Yeah,
I
That's-
like that.
Yeah. Yeah, because
Yes.
if she tells you, then she can't use it against me because it's already out
That's
there.
right. How long has she been your manager?
I know. Well, officially for what? Quite a few years, right?
Yeah, at least 3 or 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
She live in Florida?
No, I'm actually in Georgia,
Okay.
but about five hours from Steve.
All right. So you can buzz down here and watch one of the shows.
Oh, she will.
Oh, cool.
She will.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
And
I wouldn't miss that for the world. I watched Steve with Rat Race Choir. I started sneaking into the bars at a very young age so that I could watch Steve play. And I have had the obsession ever since.
That's pretty cool. And she just became your manager like 5 years ago.
well, yeah, because she was a fan of the band, going back to, like she said, when she was underage.
Yeah.
And she's got an incredible business mind. And the thing about our business is it's not good enough to just have the business chops. You have to have the music chops too, which she does. I mean, she's been a music lover for her whole life and devoted to it. And, we got more friendly as the years went on. And when I started doing the show, we started talking about different things that she could make happen because she was her resume is ridiculous. And I said, man, you would, here comes your buddy, Lori. It just made all the sense in the world. In our business, music business, you have to be with people that you trust.
Sure.
If you don't, you can hire a pro, but it's really a lot more personal than that. And I've known Lori for decades and decades. And, when after COVID and after the dark times, I wanted to get back out. I wanted to form another band. I wanted to do some touring. And I knew that Lori she was used to my particular brand of mayhem, so
Sure.
to speak. So
She fit right in.
Fit right in.
That's
Exactly
great.
right.
That's
Exactly
great.
right. Yeah.
Well, we want you to come down to the studio one of these times from Georgia. Come down and hang out and.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I would be there.
All right.
Without a doubt. All right.
Yeah.
So nice talking to you guys.
Same here.
Yeah, you too.
You are talking to the best. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
He is the best. All right, guys.
Well,
take
thank you
it
for
easy.
calling.
Thanks for
Lori.
calling, Lori.
All right, Lori. Thanks, hon.
That's nice, huh?
Yeah.
That's a riot. She knew you all the way back in the 60s.
All the
late
way
60s.
back, 70s, I think
Yeah.
it was,
That's pretty
early
cool.
70s, yep. And, it's funny because that band, Rat Race Choir, has such a hardcore fan base, even though we never did any of the things that, well, not any of the things, but even though we didn't have that international success. And, I used to say if New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut was the world, we were
You'd
the
be
Who.
super- yeah.
And I mean, it was the point of that whole thing, the whole 70s, before they raised the drinking age. You were 18, which means you're having 16-year-olds getting in there,
Right.
which I know nothing. And it was just such a great time that all Long Island and Connecticut and New Jersey, there were just clubs on clubs on clubs, and you could tour constantly. We played 6 nights a week.
Yeah.
And the fan base that we grew was incredible. And I still hear from those people to this day.
It's awesome.
And it's one of the reasons that I wanted to, put a new band together so we could play some of that material. Because sadly, 2 of the principals in that band are gone. And, it's just...
Did you ever make your way down to New England, Boston?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
we
yeah?
play. Yeah, we. In fact, that's how I got hooked up with Entwistle. We played the Boathouse. Is it?
Boathouse down on it could be Harvard and Boathouse down in Cambridge probably.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
We played there. We played. Yeah, we played all over.
Rathskeller,
Yep.
all those places.
Mhm.
Yeah,
all
yeah.
those places. And what happened was, I was introduced to John at a trade show, John Entwistle, and the rest of the band was there. And we were known as much for playing covers, and people used to say, "Oh, you do that better than the original," or whatever. And we took a lot of pride in that. Like I said, it was the most incredible collection of musicians that you could ever want to be with. Everybody's got a great one or two guys in the band, but when everybody is just stellar, it's intoxicating. So
Yeah.
we met Entwistle in Chicago, actually, and it's a long, convoluted story, but we wound up jamming with him at the Vic Theater, and he loved it so much. And the Who hadn't played. This was '87. The Who hadn't played since '81 or '82,
Yeah.
and he was a guy. He just wanted to play. The saying was John Entwistle would play at the opening of an envelope if there was somebody there to listen, and he would. He wanted to play. And,
Yeah, that's
and,
just a pure musician. Just
yep,
wants to
pure
play, yeah.
musician.
That's
So
awesome.
so we got a lot. We've played pretty much the whole East Coast. I don't know that we ever made it up to Maine, but yeah, we used to do Massachusetts down to Florida.
Yeah?
And it was,
Wow.
it was a lot of fun. Great years.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Do you still sell Rat Race Choir merch at all or not?
No.
No.
I mean, it's nah. It's. I mean, I guess there's old stuff out there. I think there's old records out there and T-shirts and stuff like that. But yeah, no, we don't. But maybe we should print some up.
I was just
Yeah.
wondering if he's
Deborah.
still got
Deborah.
still got fans around. Some low volume stuff might be
Yeah.
worthwhile.
That would be
Yeah.
fun.
Vintage.
It would be fun.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, to be honest with you, I'm hoping that our shows here at the Old Mill Playhouse, I'm hoping to run into some Rat Race fans because a lot of
100%.
a lot of our fans seem to have gravitated to not just Florida but to the villages.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And man, come on out, you guys.
Yeah.
Let's rock.
Yeah.
Maybe we need to start the first Rat Race Choir fan club
Club.
in the villages.
That's
Hey.
right.
Oh, there you go. We
Yeah.
could do that.
There's certainly got to be people around that remember.
Lori
for
will,
sure.
will drive up from Georgia every meeting we
Yeah.
have.
Oh,
Right?
yes, she will. Yes, she will.
That's right.
The funny thing about it is, when we did these gigs and we decided we were going to,
Yeah.
take a shot at this thing.
Yeah.
I heard from some fans that play in bands that live here, and it was like, I can't make the show. I said, come by on November 19th, and they said I can't. I'm playing that night, but I'll make it by. And so, I started posting things on the villages groups. This is amazing what's going on here.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's insane. It's
the groups are
it's so big.
unbelievable. Yeah.
There's 155 to 160,000 people of residents of villages and growing every day.
And every one of them knows the music that we play.
Yeah,
It's all
the
it is,
lion's share
yeah.
for sure.
Yeah,
70s
firsthand.
and 80s. Yeah.
Yeah, it's. I can't wait. I mean, I've always been anxious to know what people want to hear instead of jamming stuff down somebody's throat or playing a bunch of heady stuff. What do you want to hear us play? And that's the fun thing about playing in this new band, because we can do anything we want.
Yeah.
And that was the cool thing about playing with Robin Zander. When I did the band with Zander, all he wanted to do was his favorite songs. He plays Cheap Trick songs every night. So
Yeah.
guess
Let's
what? We
do
don't want to
something
do
different.
that.
Sure.
I want to play Led Zeppelin. I want to play
Yeah.
Beatles. I want to play The Who.
Yeah.
And we traveled nationally for 3 years just saying, what song do you want to do tonight? Do you know
That's
how
so
this one
cool.
goes? Yeah, we do. Okay, let's play it.
Yeah.
And if you make a mistake or you fuck up here or
cares?
somebody falls,
Yeah.
right. And he was just amazing that way. I'll tell you a funny thing about Xander. First of all, the guy is still as good as anybody can
yeah.
be.
His vocals are off the chain.
And
I
he's
just saw him in March.
Same age as me, so I
Yeah.
got to try to keep my vocals up. But we were playing, we were playing all kinds of places. We played the King Center and wherever that is, My wife will scream it out from the background. Melbourne, thank you. And we played little clubs. We played that little listening room that we were looking at, in Tampa.
Yeah.
He didn't care. He just wanted to play. And when he would say, all right, guys, I'm going to go warm up. And he would go into another room, and you heard somebody screaming, like I thought somebody was beating the shit out of him. And it's like, no, that's just me warming up.
Wow.
The fact that he can even still do that is amazing. But
Now,
does
he still have a vocal coach?
I don't know, to be honest with you. I never saw a vocal coach.
Okay.
I know he had to have nodes removed from his vocal cords years ago, but the guy is just born to sing.
That's what it is. These guys.
Yeah. And he wants to do it. That's the thing. See, when before Cheap Trick got inducted into the Rock Hall of Fame, if you're a singer or a drummer, because it's such a physical, thing, if you don't do it, it's going to go away quick.
Yeah.
Guitar player can sit at home, keyboard player, bass player, but for us, you got to be sweating and screaming, and he just wanted to get out there and play.
Yeah.
And we did for quite a few years.
What bands in the last 10 to 15 years would you say top bands? Like Red Hot Chili Peppers, like those guys.
I love them, and especially Flea.
They're one of my favorite bands ever.
When we did, I'll remind me to show you the picture of me and Anthony Kiedis in a pool tournament together. Funny.
No way.
He's such a little kid. I'll show it to you after the show. The Entwistle band, we played the 30th anniversary of Woodstock in 1999, and the Chili Peppers were on that show. Now, you know how south that whole thing went with all the riots and all the fires and all that stuff. But we didn't know anything about that. And I think it was Flea and Anthony asked if John and I would come over to their stage and jam with them, because Flea's a huge Entwistle fan.
Yep.
And we had the truck brought over. We had all the gear, stage on the ramp to go up on the stage, and all the craziness happened. And they said, you know what, it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
But how much fun would that have been?
Oh,
Flea and Entwistle?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Were you there? Did you stay the whole time, or did you fly in and you get the hell out of there?
No. We got out of there as soon as we were done.
Yeah.
When the Chili Peppers thing didn't happen, we bailed.
Yeah.
And the funny part about it is, I was living in New York at the time. And I'm all psyched. I just played the 30th anniversary of Woodstock with one of the guys who was there in '69. This is amazing. I can't wait. MTV. I go home, and it's fire, mayhem, $5 water.
Yeah.
I was like, what about us?
Yeah.
And
that was crazy.
It was crazy.
But other than them, any like Eddie Vedder and those guys.
Well, I like Eddie. I mean, he's a big Who fan, obviously, and I've spent my fair share of time with Dr. Vedder.
Yeah.
In fact, it was Daltrey's in-laws were telling him he shouldn't drink so much. But he's a great guy, and I love them. And
great band.
Foo Fighters. I mean,
I was just gonna say that, especially drumming. The way you drum kind of reminds me of how the lead singer
or
not well, even Taylor too, but Dave Grohl. Dave Grohl,
yeah. Well, he hits,
shit.
man. He
hits the shit out of the drums.
And he's a great front man. It's amazing that he made that swap.
I know.
I don't know if I could be in a band, especially with Taylor's. He's a good drummer. I mean, he's a real solid drummer. And if I was standing in front of him singing and playing guitar, I would want to go back and play.
I know.
It's like so.
I know. Hard to do, to be the drummer of Nirvana and not sing, to jump on and be the lead man of Foo Fighters.
Yeah, and I mean, they have just great songs, and that's like a real rock band.
Yeah.
They're
like one of the last real rock bands, I think.
Yeah. Yep. Oh yeah, Soundgarden.
Oh, Soundgarden's awesome.
Yeah.
Audio Slave, Soundgarden, but that's all a mix from like 5 bands. Like they all kind of intertwined.
I remember talking to Slash about what was the band that he had with Chris Cornell?
I think it wasn't Audio Slave.
What was it? Yeah, Velvet Revolver.
Oh, Velvet Revolver. That's
because
right.
I did.
No, that was the lead singer of Velvet Revolver was Scott Weiland.
Scott, right?
Yeah,
Scott Weiland.
Yeah.
Great singer.
Yeah.
And I remember, because what happened, I was at Rock and Roll Fantasy Camp as a celebrity counselor, and Slash was there. He was the guest speaker, and we were just talking about it. And when you do fantasy camp, they give you people, right? Like, you give you 4 people, and you're supposed to make a band out of that. They don't know each other, and so they have to learn. They have to write a song, which is that's an experience.
Possible, yeah.
But then they have to learn a song from the guest artist, and in this case it was Slash. So instead of learning Welcome to the Jungle or one of those, they learned, I can't remember what the song was. It was a great song by Velvet Revolver. And I remember talking to him about Scott Weiland, because I love his voice. He's a great singer.
I know.
And, and of course we told the stories that you can't tell on the podcast, but yeah, it was great. When you see me, you do.
They had a huge song.
What the hell is that
Yeah,
song?
they had a huge song, Velvet Revolver. They had a couple of huge songs, but yeah.
Slither.
Slither.
Yeah, I think that's what it was, Slither.
He was he was an entertainer too. He moved on the stage, and he was so good.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's a shame, that
Listen
whole...
to the guys we're talking about. Dead, Entwistle dead, friggin' Taylor dead.
Yeah.
All young.
Yeah, I mean, well, John was 57, but that's still, it's too
Chris
young.
Cornell,
Yeah.
Prince, I mean,
Prince.
Michael Jackson, you can go on. It's amazing, and you have to wonder what it is, that takes all these people out,
Cobain.
Could be the lifestyle.
Well,
It is the lifestyle, but it's something like, because everyone lived the lifestyle.
Right,
I mean, every
right.
guy
Yeah.
including you guys all lived the lifestyle.
yeah, I lived it big time.
Sure.
Believe me. And I lived it on multiple levels. I got to relive it with a bunch of different people.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're
That's
in the
pretty
band.
cool.
Come on, let's go.
It's pretty cool that you talk back in the late 60s and 70s, you knew these guys, and now you know Slash, and that's a long career.
It's a long career. I mean, we did. We were the headliner, the Entwistle band. We were the headliner on Monsters of Rock, and we played Pine Knob with. Come on, Steve. Yeah, now it's taking its toll. I can picture. Lori, help. Oh, with Rudy Sarzo was the bass player. Mental Health. Mental Health. Come on, you got
me.
Quiet Riot.
Quiet Riot. Okay.
Quiet Riot.
Yeah.
Sure.
Quiet Riot, Firehouse, and somebody else was on
Dee
it.
Snider, right?
Yeah, it was nuts. Just
Yeah.
crazy. Oh, Dee Snider?
Yeah.
I bought him his first garter belt.
He was Quiet Riot, right?
No, he was Twisted Sister.
Oh, Twisted Sister.
Yeah.
That's
and they
right.
came up with us on Long Island.
Yeah.
I knew Twisted Sister before Dee was ever in the band.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was JJ's band, the guitar player.
Sure.
And he had a guy named Michael Valentine doing the front. It was it was a completely different band. And then when Dee got in it, in the 70s, I guess, at the end of the 70s, they just exploded all over the place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there one guy you played with that you were on stage just in awe of because he was just like...
Oh, it would have to be Entwistle.
Entwistle.
Because you have to realize that the thing about John was we were absolutely the best of friends. I mean, we were usually when you come up in a band like Rat Race Choir, you start it with your friends. I mean, I'm sure that, all those guys in the Seattle scene, they were probably all friends and they
Sure.
came up together. But for us, we met way later in life. So we all, we knew what we wanted in a bandmate. We knew what we wanted in a friend, in a business partner. And so John and I became amazing friends, so much so that when he passed, The Who asked me to read the eulogy at his memorial service in London. Huge honor for me in front of Led Zeppelin and God knows, who. It was amazing. But the thing about it was, this is my friend. This is my friend that would turn on his fax machine and send me a fax of him giving me the finger. And then he'd call me up at 5 o'clock in the morning telling me jokes. I mean, it was it was such a great friendship. And then you're on stage with this guy and you realize, holy shit, this fucker's good.
Yeah.
That was a dream, man.
Yeah.
I mean, being in Rat Race was a different dream because Rat Race was like flying with a flock of birds. You could turn on a dime and never bang wings. It was just, we all knew what each other were going to do. But Entwistle was like an extension of my musical mind or vice versa. And just incredible to watch him play. It was like, oh, shit.
And then when you played with him, did he jump back into the Who when they did their final tour?
Yeah. Yes, he did. And in fact, once we played at the NAMM show at the Vic Theater that I told you about. And then I get a call. That was sponsored by Kramer Guitars, who had Eddie Van Halen, and all the guitar players were playing Kramer's back then. And I get a call from Kramer at the end of the summer saying, would you guys play the K-Rock and Roll Up Your Sleeve Blood Drive? And I said, of course we would. Then I called up John and said, man, could we, because we were just new friends then. I said, they want us to play the Blood Drive.
Yeah.
And he said, yeah, go ahead. And then I wound up booking a bunch of other tours, a bunch of other shows to create a tour.
That was K-Rock, the New York station.
Howard Stern. We actually did Howard Stern in the morning. And
no way.
Oh God. I don't know which stories to tell first. When we did that, when we said yes to the K-Rock Blood Drive, they got us a ranch down in New Jersey to rehearse at for a week.
Wow.
And, I mean, everything was first class. And so, but part of the agreement was we had to do the Howard Stern show.
No way.
And John knew who he was, but he didn't really know who he was. And we were staying at the Grand Bay in New York, my first $15 hamburger in 1987. And we had to be at Howard's like at 7:30 in the morning, which John doesn't do 7:30 in the morning unless it came from the night before.
That's right.
Then he's all right.
A
with
rock
it.
star.
But you wake him up at 7:30 in the morning, that's not a happy guy. And we get to Stern's show, and I knew the guys on his crew, Boy Gary and Fred Norris and all those.
Yeah.
So it was a little bit of an old home week. And Howard says, hey, John, how you doing? And John goes, He said, hey, can we get you anything? And he said, John, this is radio. If you don't say things, people won't know you're here. So I said, John, do your imitation of Scott Muni. He goes, fuck off. And Howard says, that's great, John. You say 2 words, and I got to bleep them both out.
Yes.
So it was,
That's funny.
Yeah, it was nuts, man.
What year was that?
87.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
That was Stern in his prime.
Oh my God! And he said, "I'll tell you a horrible Howard Stern story." He says, "All right, listen, Steve, we're going to get John some coffee, so we'll talk to you. So you're trying to sneak into the Who?" And I said, "No, I'm not trying to sneak into the Who." He said, "Well, okay." And then Robin says, "Who's your favorite drummer?" And I, like an idiot, I'm going to try to give him the 60 minutes answer, right? I'm saying, well, let's see. And they say, what about Rick Allen, the drummer from Def Leppard that lost his arm?
One arm, yeah.
And I'm like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
So I said, well, I'm still on 60 Minutes. Rick's, he plays a special drum set. And Howard says, oh, you don't like him because he's only got one arm. So I said, well, Howard, he does get his sticks for half price.
That's right, yeah. They last twice as long.
Right. And Howard says to me, that's very funny, Steve. I'd like to see you play with one arm. I said, go get one. I'll play with it. And from that time on, Howard and I were pretty,
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, he kept me. I wound up, I think I was telling you before about U.S. Open Source.
Yeah.
I mean, I did a bunch of things. We played his birthday party quite a bit when I was playing with Leslie West.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, he's really a great guy.
Yeah.
So John was getting ready to go back out and tour with the Who when he passed away, right? The night before, wasn't it?
The night before, yeah. And it's funny because I talked with Pete about that. He agreed to do the film that I did later in whatever. And he said, what could we do? What people don't understand is it's not 4 guys in a rock band that decide to play or not play. He said, there's 200 people. This is their whole summer. This is their whole, this is their work. This is what they do. There's riggers and lighting and truck drivers and hotels and so on. he said we had to keep going, and I remember him saying that he was really conflicted about it. Yeah, but it was the night before, and the reason John was in Vegas before they got there was because he was doing an art show. So he came into town early, I guess, at the Hard Rock, because I wasn't there. I was the only one that wasn't there. I was in New York. I had like the summer off to go and do stuff for me and John for the fall, and actually I called his assistant on the road and said, I need to talk to John. He said, oh, he's not up yet. I said, you got to wake him up, as I have a business thing I have to go over with him. This was 2 o'clock in New York, noon in 3 o'clock in New York, noon in Vegas. And he called me back and said, we've got a problem. Our boy's in trouble, and the coroner is on his way.
Oh.
And that's how I found out about it. And the next thing I know, Lori and I are sitting like just godsmacked at our house, in the living room of our house in New York, and all of a sudden every news agency in the world starts calling our house, and we're watching it go across the crawl on CNN. It was,
that's horrible.
Yeah,
and they didn't cancel the tour. They just skipped a couple dates and
yeah.
went on.
Yeah, they had Pino Palladino come in, and Pino had played with Pete quite a bit, and you have to have one of your own kind of come in, because who's going to replace John Entwistle? Nobody.
Nobody. Yeah.
You can't. That's like, I can't. That's like trying to replace Meryl Streep. You just don't. It's not doable.
Yeah.
But Pino was a great bass player, and he worked out well with the band, and and they were able to carry on. But I certainly I couldn't have done that.
No.
And they're still out touring now.
Well, they're just
just
done.
finishing up.
Who played bass on this trip?
This was it's Roger's band. What's that guy's name? God, I know his name. I can't remember it. Good bass player. It's not the Who. It's the Who is John Entwistle. The Who is Keith Moon.
Yeah.
You could you call it the Who if you didn't have Daltrey or Townsend? But what it is, and it's an interesting how they went about it. It's Roger's solo band now, almost entirely, with the inclusion of Pete's brother Simon, who plays with the Who. He's the second guitar player in the Who. So the whole backing band for Pete and Roger is Roger's solo band. So they know how the stuff goes, and they know how Roger wants them to play it, and how Pete wants them to play it, and they do that. So yeah,
I saw Townsend in Boston a couple times on his solo tour, like the Give Blood tour.
Oh, great!
That was a great album. He was great. He could sing. I loved him.
Yeah, he's good.
Yeah, he is good.
And it's fun. I remember meeting him at the Giant Stadium, I think it was, for the very first time, going all the way back to the 80s. And I said to John, he's not a bad guy. And he said, you met one of the nice ones.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Daltrey, too. Daltrey's voice is just friggin' unbelievable. That guy could just,
81 years old?
Oh,
that's a little amazing.
Yeah.
And they're not tuning down. They're not doing what most guys do and lowering the
Right.
key.
sure.
So
They're still playing their music.
Yeah. I think they might have done it in Eminence Front. They might have lowered, but Pete sings
great
that.
tune.
But
he does sing it. He's right.
Yeah, it's. I have an Eminence Front story for you, but
Did you ever meet Keith Moon?
no,
No. Okay.
no. But I played on a record with him.
Okay.
So just a different. You came in for.
Well, what it was I had gotten us to the soundtrack on a kids, believe it or not, a kids television show from the 90s called Vampires, VAN-PIRES, and it was a half animation, half live action cartoon about kids that were in a rock band rehearsing in a junkyard, and a meteor hits the junkyard, and the cars come to life and suck the gas out of other cars, and so
Can't believe it's still not on.
Sounds like one of my dreams. But
yeah. Oh, believe me, it certainly was one of mine. And so when we got the gig, it was 13 episodes, right, and a theme song, and so we were listening to our demos, right. Everybody brought tapes to the studio. This is a song I wrote. We could finish this, blah, blah, blah. And John puts on this song called Bogeyman. Right? The Bogeyman will get you, right? And I said, what is this? And he said, it's a demo that I did for The Who, but they thought it was too humorous, so we never did the song. And I said to him, who's playing drums? And he goes, I don't know. I said, that sounds like Keith Moon. And he goes, oh, yeah, that's him.
No way.
Yeah. And I said, well, do you have the master tape for this? And he said, yeah, I'll have to find it. But it was amazing because, I got to overdub things,
Yeah.
And so being on even that close to Keith Moon on a record is like, wow.
Yeah.
Because he was amazing.
He was a nutbag.
Oh,
Well,
shoot,
yeah.
Throwing TVs out windows and.
Yeah, but that's the stuff that you hear.
Yeah.
The stuff that I heard.
Yeah, I can imagine.
It was.
We got the G version, I'm sure.
It was, man. Actually, Pete and John told me the same story. They were checking out of a hotel, out of a Holiday Inn or whatever it was. They get in the car and they're on their way to the airport. And Keith says, "Turn around, turn around, hurry up, please, turn around. We got to go back. We got to go back. I forgot something." So they turn the car around. They let him out of the car. He's gone for 5 minutes. He comes back in the car all sweaty. And they said, what'd you forget? And he said, I forgot to smash the television.
I heard that. Someone told that story on Howard Stern. I swear to God.
True enough.
It might have been Townsend or somebody did.
It could have
years
been
ago.
Daltrey. Because Daltrey.
Yeah, it could have been Daltrey.
Yeah.
And I remember.
That's absolutely.
I almost
true.
finished the story for you and said
Yep.
that. Yep.
Yep.
Drove back and went into the hotel and
Oh,
smashed the TV.
I mean, the things that people tell me, like just the frickin' Keith Moon drug stories alone are like,
Yeah.
wow.
Well, things have changed. Like that stuff. That stuff just doesn't go on anymore.
No. Well, not for long.
Yeah.
That's right.
The only one smashing TVs is Justin Bieber nowadays. That's how hardcore he is.
Yeah. But
You know.
Justin
So
Bieber.
we've only got a few minutes left. This hour's just flown by. But we
Man.
want to take and make sure that, Steve, we tell them about your podcast and some of the other stuff that you do. Tell our listeners what does your normal week look like? You got R&R. Tell us about it.
There's Rock and Roll Show and Tell on Facebook Live is Wednesday, actually Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday at 7 p.m. Facebook Live. It's my name, Steve Longo Live, spelled with a U and an O, Luongo, on Facebook, and we that started with me calling up my friends. If I had a friend, the guitar player in Zebra, said you should do a podcast during COVID because everybody was playing acoustic guitar. And I said, well, what would I do? And he said, just talk to people. So I started calling up my friends like Steve Stevens or, Buck Dharma from Blue Oyster Cult. And so it just turned, here we are 5 years later and I'm still doing it. And I love it. It's fun. And then, of course, there's the fashion line, the shirts. I'm working on a new line I'm hoping for fall of this year or maybe the holiday time. And, right now I'm so focused on my trio. It's just so good to be getting calluses back and blisters and blood and noise and ringing ears.
John, that's him playing the drums.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
How many do you practice with these guys? How many days a week?
Oh, twice a year.
With the trio?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, we rehearse. When you see us next Sunday, when we come, I got to tell you, it took me, it was 300 miles round trip. We rehearsed twice for next Sunday's, the taping that we're going to do.
Yeah.
And we went to George's house, and he plugged in some gear, and we sat there and we played each of the 6 songs that we're going to play once, and then I left and came back the next week, and we did it again, and that was it. So when you hear us play next week, we had played each one of those songs twice.
That's awesome.
But these guys are just so fucking good.
Yeah.
And that's what you want. You want I want the guys I play with to be stellar.
Sure.
And these guys they're great. It's so much fun. Angus does my show with me. He comes on. We have Free for All Friday where anybody who's ever been on the show can call in. So we have Jimmy Ryan telling stories about Carly Simon and James Taylor, and it's just a mess, and we love it.
So people can find you on stevelongo.com.
Yep, that's the website.
That's
yep.
the website.
Mhm.
And then they can find you on Facebook
Right.
under Steve Longo
Live.
Live.
Right.
And then R&R.
Rock and roll show and
Rock
tell.
and roll
yeah.
show and tell.
Yep.
All right. And then you're going to be able to see him here. You see him here live.
You
I
can see
can't
it
wait.
in his spaceship. He's in a
He's in a
spaceship.
I'm in the
spaceship.
ship. I am
Yeah.
in the ship. And
He's-
let me say something about Tom and John. I couldn't be more grateful because you guys are the way I finally got this gig, and I am so looking forward to playing this residency, however long it lasts. And I know how hard it is to do a podcast, and you guys are so good at it. Such naturals. Even my manager says they're great. You guys are going to have a great time. So keep watching Music and Madness.
We
with Tom
appreciate
and
it.
John.
We appreciate any time that anybody takes to listen to us. And our wives appreciate that too, because then they're not listening to us.
That's right.
So it's a
That's
win-win.
right. Well, they are
Yeah,
actually.
they are tonight.
Yeah,
we,
they are.
yeah, we
tonight.
need to have. We might have to have the Steve Longo project come down for a couple weeks. Stay with us and just come here every night.
There
Bring
you
our
go.
friends in and just
We'll
jam.
do R&R from here.
Yeah,
There you go.
You don't have to ask me twice.
that'd be so cool.
I'll be here.
Live stream it
Yeah, why not?
on
it.
both our channels.
I would love that. I
All right.
really would. That would be great.
That'd be good.